Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion, and in this video I'll be walking you through the action on day 9 of the Abu Dhabi T10 League. And so there were three more games today, and the first game was, so the three games were the Northern Warriors versus the Delhi Bulls, Team Abu Dhabi versus the Qalandars, and then Team Abu Dhabi again versus the Northern Warriors. So how it went was this. So in the first game, it was the Northern Warriors versus the Delhi Bulls, and this was to decide which team would, the team that won this would automatically go to the final. So it's kind of like an IPO. It's similar to it's the exact same as the system that there is in the IPO, where the winner of first versus second goes to the final, and the loser of that game plays a second eliminator against the winner of the third and fourth game. And the loser of the third and fourth game is out of the tournament, or at least in this case they can't win it, because then tomorrow the teams that lost are playing another game to determine third and fourth place. But they have no chance of winning it if they get knocked out in that first eliminator, and the winner of that will go and play the loser of the match between the first and second place, and the winner of that would go to the final and join the team that's originally there. So as you can see, and as we've seen from other tournaments, especially the IPO, it's important to finish in the top two so you can get that second bite of the cherry, which in the end the Northern Warriors would have been very happy that they did. And also, if you win that game between first and second, then you can relax, get a day off in this case, because the Northern Warriors had to play a game 2 hours after they finished theirs. And so how did the first game go? So the game between first and second, so the Northern Warriors scored 97 for 7 in their 10 overs, and very much unlike them. And it's that it was actually a very brisk start, and Nicholas Puran scores 32 off 12 and was destroying the opposition until, while he was going at that rate, wickets did fall. Mohammad Wasim got out early, and I think someone else got out early as well. And then what happened was Rothman Powell got run out. And so, that was kind of a problem for them. And so Nicholas Puran I think he hit one up in the air off Dwayne Bravo, and he was caught. And then he got out for 32 off 12. I mean, he was going brilliantly, but unfortunately, despite the impetus that he gave his team, he also ran someone else out. And the fact is that they lost, the rate that they were going was good, but the loss of wickets didn't make this approach very sustainable. And that's the reason why the next highest score was only 19 or 15 by Lendo Simmons, who walked in at number 6. And so 97 for 7, a bit of a struggle really after the initial burst. And the bowling figures, however, from you've heard me use the word kind of like balancing out quite a lot, because this is what happened. So you look at Naeem Young got 2 for 22 in 2 overs, Waqas Maqsood got 2 for 24 in 2 overs, and Phil Edwards none for 25 in his 2. So you look at those and think their batting side's going pretty well, and they're getting more than a baseline, economy rate of 10 and over off each bowler. Whereas then you look at the other two bowlers, and it's Dwayne Bravo got 2 for 14 in 2 overs, including the wickets of Nicholas Puran and Lendo Simmons. And I mean, honestly, the celebration for Lendo Simmons is one I thought it was way too over the top. I mean, like Graham Swan said, it seemed to have a bit of animosity in it. And I mean, I didn't really understand why he needed to celebrate like that, because I mean, it's not like anything, or at least it didn't seem like in the game anything was going on between them. So yeah, honestly, I mean, I don't really understand that reaction, but I mean, it is what it is. And then I still don't think he completely found his radar, to be completely honest. I mean, his figures have improved, I mean, especially towards the back end of the tournament, in, I'd say, the last 3 games or so, including this one. But apart from that, he has got a bit of tap in the tournament, and he hasn't really featured with the bat at all. So it's another thing where if you factor in all this and you look at Lendo Simmons, who has got runs when he's batted at the top, and I don't know why I understand why he's been put down for number 6, but let's say a Brandon King, for example, despite the fact that he does get a few runs, like he got a few like a 20 odd, but he doesn't really he doesn't really seem to be comfortable. As in, he's hitting boundaries and everything, but you always think that there's just something missing, and he just doesn't seem comfortable. Whereas with Lendl Simmons, even though he scored at a slower strike rate, he got more runs, and even then he scored at usually about the 190 mark. So there or definitely more than 10 overs. So I would say ranging for about 170 to 190. So really, he was a good anchor for the players like Puran to explode. So honestly, I still think that Lendl Simmons, I don't know why they took him off, out of the opening slot. I mean, there is another reason which I think so, but I'll come to that in a bit. So that was Dwayne Bravo. The bowler who impressed me the most was actually Shiraz Ahmed, and he's been excellent in this tournament, and he bowled none for 10 in 2 overs. So as you can see, the 6 overs of the 3 bowlers I mentioned before, they yielded 4 wickets, but they also went for 71 runs, whereas the other 4 overs are 2 for 24, and especially against the batting lineup that the Northern Warriors have, it's a very good effort, in fact a tremendous effort actually, and 97 for 7 in a situation where the Delhi Bulls got crushed after a very good start the last time these two teams met. So then it was gonna be a tall order for the Northern Warriors to defend this, but the thing is they actually gave a very good fight and more than good bowling. I just thought it was very bad batting, to be honest with you. I mean, so Ramanullah Good, so Evan Lewis got out, and then so he got off for 10 off 3, and then Ramanullah Goodbars, the target is only 98 in 10 overs in T10. That's a cakewalk, and you just lost a wicket, and he just hauls out to the fielder at long on, and he got out, and that's when you could say there was an opportunity. The fact that the bowling side had got 2 quick wickets, and I think it was Junaid Siddique who got the wickets, and I think it was 2 and 2 as well. So then Shafin Rutherford exhibiting his confidence. I mean, 29 off 10, he just comes in and smashes the ball around along with him. Then there was Ravi Bopara was playing the anchor role with his 15 off 12 in the end, and then Shafin Rutherford exhibiting his confidence and still, hitting boundaries. And there was a time when, when obviously, he was playing and it was going okay, but then he got out, and then Dwayne Bravo came in, and honestly, he hasn't walked the walk with a bat at all. I mean, I'm saying this because for such a celebration, you think, well, I'm going to try and win the game for my team. Instead, he scored 5 off 7, and he didn't really look comfortable at all. And that was Dwayne Bravo's innings. And honestly, I mean, I'm not sure if I've got the mapping, the timing of Shafin Rutherford's thing. I mean, he did score 29 off 10, but yes, I think he did get out before. He got out actually considerably before the end because, yes, he did. And so this actually looked like the Northern Warriors may even at one point, somehow sneak something through. And Tom Abo, and this is the first time he's batted in this tournament, scored an unbeaten 23 off 11 that will turn the game around. Well, not turn the game, I think, kind of ended a few jitters for the Delhi Bulls because, if you can't chase 98 and this is your ticket to get straight to the final, then, it's a bit of a problem. So I think that there was actually at that stage even more than a jitter because honestly, the Delhi Bulls, they had made a bit of a hash of it until that point, for the most part in their batting innings. And so it needed someone like Tommy were playing that innings to assure they would get close to the target. And I think Ravi Bopara finished it off in the end, and the Delhi Bulls got to the final. And so the bowling figures for the the Northern Warriors, Junaid Siddique 4 for 20 off 4. Once again, I don't think he bowled it wasn't outstanding deliveries. 4 for 20 and 2. Sorry, it wasn't outstanding deliveries, but the batsman, he took advantage of bad batting, honestly. And there's another thing. Mohammad Nabi got caught plumb in front as one of his wickets, and Nabi's had a very poor tournament indeed. He's really bowled 1 over, which went for 24, and he's virtually done nothing with the bat. And he's not been that great in the field either. So that's Mohammad Nami. Despite the fact that I'm a big fan of him as a player, he hasn't really had a tournament at all in this T10. Then Dhananjaya Lakshan 1 for 6 and 1 over. If you just bowl 1 over, good return. And also, I mean, I understand him and Raya Emre could have bowled another one. I mean, I understand they got close even without bowling them the extra over. But you look at someone like, I mean, something that really hurt them was Wayne Parnell going for 42 in his 2 overs, and Wahab Riaz also went wicketless with none for 20, which isn't that bad in T10, none for 20. But I'm saying that with Parnell going 42 in 2 overs with no wicket, already when you've only got 97 on the board, it wasn't very helpful. And Raya Emre only bowled 1 over for 3 runs. Dhananjaya Lakshan 1 for 6 in 1 over. So really, could they have bothered again, or would it kind of just be that gambles that paid off? But Dhananjaya Lakshan is part of their bowling attack, and so is Raya Emre. So really, they could have bowled those two again. But I'm just saying this in retrospect because they definitely did. It was a very close game in the end, and so honestly, the Northern Warriors, they lost that one, and then they had to wait 2 hours to play the next game against, in the end, what would be the Team Abu Dhabi. So the next game was Team Abu Dhabi versus the Qalandars, and honestly, that loss in the previous game for the Qalandars wasn't very helpful because they scored 83 for 7 and 10. I mean, that's disastrous. Tom Banton got out the first ball. I think LBW to Tom Helm, and then Sohail Akhtar 17 of 10, and the highest score was Shahid Afridi 24 of 16. And again, 24 of 16 acceptable rate in a T20, but not really, it's not the acceleration that you would expect in a T10. And it wasn't really Afridi's fault because he played an excellent, he pulled the shot over mid-wicket for 6 off, I think it was a Jamie Overton. And he did play some good shots, but unfortunately, in the end the team couldn't really get this kick that they needed, and they got 83 for 7. It was a struggle all through, and it's going to take some defending, and they did give a good fight. Team Abu Dhabi won in the end, but if you look at, before I go to that innings, if you look at the excellent bowling figures for Team Abu Dhabi, so there were 2 bowlers who went for, there's Tom Helm, 2 for 22 in 2, and Jamie Overton, 1 for 24 in 2. But if you look at the others, as I said, the balancing effect, I mean, Naveen ul Haq, brilliant, 2 for 6 in 2. I mean, outstanding, especially with that slow ball Yorker he bowled to Ben Dunk, was extremely good. Obed McCoy has constantly been a feature of, being economical in at least one of his overs in this tournament, mostly the first, as I said. The first over that he bowls, but 2 for 11 and 2, outstanding. And Rohan Mustafa, none for 19. If you combine it all with that, it's a very good bowling performance from Team Abu Dhabi, and that's why it showed 83 for 7 against, if you look at the batting lineup that the Qalandars have, and they won their first 5 games on the trot. So clearly it was a very good performance. And in batting, the thing is, Sultan Ahmed bowled his first over 2 for 5, and he got the wickets of Paul Sterling and Luke Wright. And also Ahmed Daniel bowled brilliantly with 1 for 16. And then Sohail Tanvir only bowled 1 over for 9. And honestly, I thought that once again, could they have gone to him again if, I understand that there was, near at the start, it really seemed like the Qalandars were in the game, and they still didn't make it easy for Team Abu Dhabi to get the total. But I still thought Sohail Tanvir none for 9, and there was another game where he bowled none for 8. So really, I think that was in the previous game. So really, he could have bowled another over, but this is all in retrospect. But Chris Jordan 1 for 12 in 1.4 came on to bowl kind of, so in the last 4 overs of the innings, he bowled 2 of them. So I would say, so that would be, so the last 4 overs of the innings, he bowled 2 of them. And I would say that would be the 7th and the 9th over, but there was something that by that time it was too late, and 1 for 12 in 1.4 is still excellent, but it is what it is. He kind of came on, yes, to bowl, at the in when you're bowling in T10, you're kind of always bowling at the death, but especially to bowl even at the latest period possible. And that's why Chris Jordan was just got to kind of steal a win, but it wasn't to be, and he still bowled very well, but he couldn't really get the win in the end. And Samit Patel none for 14 is the thing. Sultan Ahmed's second over went for 16, and Samit Patel's one over that he bowled on for 14. So the problem was in the fourth and fifth over, I think it was Ben Duckett and Joe Clark got 30 runs, and honestly, after the wickets that were lost, it really with also not many runs, the equation not really bad at all from the start, only 8.4 and over from the start. So getting 30 runs in 2 overs, being able to counter attack so that the 2 wickets you can kind of push past that a little bit. So yeah, from there, the momentum switched to Team Abu Dhabi again, and they won the game. So then coming back to the third game, so with Team Abu Dhabi winning the game, they played the game against the Northern Warriors, and so Paul Sterling, smashed the ball everywhere. In fact, there was a time where I think 4 balls on the trot, he hit sixes, and 48 off 13 he hit, and then there was, apart from him, there was very frustrating to see that the others just didn't really do much at all. Joe Clark 16 of 14 was the next highest score, and then JB Houghton 15 of 10 the next highest score after that, and that was it really. I mean, Fabian Allen got 4 for 13 and 2, and I think that there's actually been 3 occasions where he's bowled 1 over and got 2 wickets in each over, and I think and this time he actually went on and got a 4 for 13 and 2 overs, the best figures in the tournament, and he actually bowled very well. I mean, I talked about the fact that he's got wickets from not bowling great balls before, and he's been obliterated, when he bowls, especially when he gave that 31 run over against the Bangla Tigers. But if you look at even his batting, for example, he's got 57 runs at a strike rate of, I think it was like 190 or something. So honestly, he's got a 4 for now, so it's good that he really has, he bowled well at the right time, and he got 4 for 13. It was actually a very good bowling performance. It was the best figures in the tournament, so far, at least in this tournament at least. And so, I mean, I can't actually remember if there's anything else, but certainly in this tournament, 4 for 13 has been the best bowling performance, and Fabian Allen got that. And yeah, it was a very good thing that he peaked at the right time with his bowling for his team. So apart from that, there was I think it was, I can't remember his name. I think there's another Mathisha. No, sorry, Mahish, yes, and he's got none for 15 in 2 overs. Again, very good bowling performance. And I mean, I was actually surprised. I mean, I honestly was seeing him bowl. I thought that they would capitalize on him being inexperienced, but he still got those figures, which is very good. And Dhananjaya Lakshan once again 1 for 7 and 1 over, kind of another. I mean, even though he's part of their bowling attack, kind of a gamble that paid off. And so Wayne Parnell, however, as you could see in the day, he didn't have a great day. He bowled 1 over and got hit around for 19, and so really he's bowled 3 overs in the day and no wickets and 61 runs. And he's had an excellent tournament, really. If you look at it, 2 3-fers, and he got 3 for 15, which included a hat trick, and a 3 for 5 in 2 overs. So I mean, honestly, he's had a very good tournament, actually, Wayne Parnell. And so this was a off day that he wouldn't have wanted to have, but luckily for him, his team have still got to the finals. Riyad Emrit wasn't so lucky in the second game, 1 for 34 and 2, and so yeah, that was Team Abu Dhabi only scoring 114 for 7. I mean, I'm saying only because honestly, I'm surprised they even got that much, especially the second highest score was 16 of 14. So honestly, I'm surprised that they even got that much, and there were only 4 extras in the innings, I think. So in T10 standards, the utmost discipline, I would say, and especially in this season, we've seen extras all over the place. I mean, waist high no balls, front foot no balls, wides, 5 wides, a few, 4 byes as well. So honestly, 4 extras, you take that. And so 114 for 7, but they still got something on the board which you could say, would be defendable. And so the Northern Warriors came out to bat, and straight away, so Mohammad Wasim got early again, and Nicholas Pooran. I think the game really, I mean, the Team Abu Dhabi got a shoe in when Nicholas Pooran was caught behind for none of 3, and that was really, I thought the Team Abu Dhabi started to believe a little bit, and Lendo Simmons played a very, how can I say, interesting innings. He scored 46 of 27. Now, not out, so he was really struggling for timing, and they were bowling some excellent slow balls to him as well, but he was struggling with timing, and it was basically all on Rovman Powell to got 49 of 24. Only the second time he's been dismissed in the tournament, Rovman Powell, because first was earlier in the day with a run out, and then this one I think he got bowled, and I mean, in the end, Lendl Simmons stuck around to the end. In the last over, he showed his experience, and off Jamie Overton, he hit 2 sixes, and yeah, he won them the game. And because the last ball was a wide, conveniently for the Northern Warriors, so yeah, they won the game in the end. But it definitely took someone like a Rovman Powell to come in and play that aggressive role with 49 of 24, and Lendl Simmons stuck around at the end, and with the deliveries he had batted, the amount of deliveries he had batted, he had, he backed himself to get the runs, use his experience, and he did just that. He hit 2 sixes over mid wicket, and yeah, that was that. And Northern Warriors won the game, and at one point they needed 61 of 24, so clearly, I mean, this wasn't anything easy by any means, and you could see how well Team Abu Dhabi bowled. Here's the thing, the figures, if you look at these figures here for Team Abu Dhabi, think, what is he talking about? They really didn't bowl that well at all, because no one went for under 10 and over. In fact, at least, the best economy rate there was 10.5, but Obed McCoy bowled, brilliant slow balls once again, so did Naveen ul Haq, and, apart from that, the others, Jamie Overton, they still tried to not give that many runs, but unfortunately for them, Rovman Powell, he did hit, and also I think there was this fielder who dropped Lendl Simmons, and that really, I mean, a batsman who was set. If you think that a new batsman coming in, if he was on strike for that last over, having to hit 15 off the last over, it would be more difficult. And so dropping Lendl Simmons, and with the kind of player he is, and he backed himself after being, batting through the innings. I say batting through for 10 overs really, and yeah, he got the runs, and Northern Warriors won the game, and so that's the thing. And tomorrow there will be a third and fourth place, there'll be a playing for third and fourth place. Winner will be third, loser will be fourth, and that game is the Qalandars versus Team Abu Dhabi, yes, again. And then the Northern Warriors versus the Delhi Bulls will be the final. And I'm very happy that the Northern Warriors went to the finals, because honestly, so that they can, let's say if they come against Dwayne Bravo again and Lendl Simmons is batting at the top of the order, I mean, I'm pretty sure that he'll have a few things not to say, but a few balls to hit into the stands. I mean, he would definitely want to get something back. I mean, not that it's going to cloud his game, because Lendl Simmons has had a way better tournament than Dwayne Bravo this tournament, but yeah, I'm just saying that we have, interesting battle. And so, yeah, that's the games for today. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and please share this video with your friends. And remember, this is my opinion. What's yours?